AI robot that is God, that controls the entire galaxy, that we will never see. Welcome back to another day in being unemployed in Philadelphia. I'm in this like Catholic church kind of place. If you're wondering where I am, I'm actually in Germantown. I usually don't go around here, but sometimes I do. I You will own nothing in life and be happy. So you will not have anything. You have no money, no house, no car, no, let's say, girlfriend. You will have absolutely nothing in life and just be happy. That's what they want. That's kind of what they want in life. It's kind of like depressing and sad that you will actually like literally own nothing and then be happy. So is this what they want, or is this what they actually want? Like, I'm in Germantown and I seen a bunch of kids walking down the street like smoking weed, and I mean, I don't know if they're like onto like bad stuff or they're actually like bad people. I wouldn't say they're like bad people, or but Germantown's like kind of known for, especially when there's people walking around that like shouldn't be, kind of, that are like, these kids nowadays, they're like smoking weed or whatever they're doing, or doing drugs. And I kind of like wonder, it's like, are people like actually there, or are they like in space? Like, do they know where they're actually at? And I don't know, when someone's like, or like on drugs, or like they can't comprehend or see really anything in life. I don't know. I don't know if, like, how are they going to be happy in life or own anything when they're on like mad drugs, or like walking around, let's say Germantown, smoking drugs and like doing all these drugs. I mean, it can't possibly be like a good thing that they're like maybe like these kids like just wake up in the morning, maybe they don't have parents, and they're just like they just wake up and just like just hit it, and just like, okay, like, have a fun day while they're like high as shit on drugs, which is kind of a problem in Philadelphia. If you didn't know already, a lot of people are like either doing drugs or like in the process of doing them, and I don't know really what to think about all this. I don't, even though I have aliens on my shirt and I talked about like AI God and that controls the entire galaxy, that may be crazy to you. And I'm not saying that you should do drugs, but I'm saying that you got to be like kind of like vigilant and careful of like when you actually do them, because it can actually turn out to where you're having like some of my friends actually offered me like other kinds of stuff, but I don't want to go too far into that. Like, how are you poor, like when I'm unemployed in Philadelphia, and like I'm a YouTuber and stuff like that, right? So like when I'm like unemployed and I don't have a job, where am I supposed to get a job? So like when people ask me like, why don't you have a job? Well, I don't know. I'm a YouTuber. That's what my job is, but I don't know what to say to that. It's like, what am I going to keep like applying for jobs and then getting nowhere in life, and just keep trying, and then maybe I'll get somewhere. But like if they actually, what I actually think is going on is that people will actually like own nothing. So we're not going to be able to, like, we're going to have like multiple roommates. Rent's going to be like $5,000 a month, and it's going to be impossible to live. And the car's going to be like, you think cars are expensive now. So once cars get to the price of like $40,000 or $50,000, or they're even going to go up. I can't believe people are paying $120,000 for a truck. So if you walk on the Ford lot, right? You go to a Ford dealership and you're like, hey, you kind of think like, oh, we're actually going to own nothing and actually be not. Will own nothing and be happy. That's what they want from us. So what the car salesmen are trying to do to us is sell us a truck that's $125,000 when we know that that's ripping us off. So we know that's ripping us off. So if they're charging $125,000 for a truck, how can that possibly make us money? Unless we're reselling it or doing something of the sorts. I don't know what people's actual mindset is or not. But I mean, that's kind of like the reality we live in. We kind of live in this world where like this is forced upon us. And I don't know a lot of things in life. Like, I don't know what all this writing is here. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I'm kind of in Germantown. It's kind of like little like weird kind of area. This is kind of like a good part of town. There's like a church here. There's some apartments. I know it's kind of like I'm like talking kind of loudly while it's midnight, mainly because my microphone is not working at the moment. So I'm just talking off my normal iPhone, right? But it kind of like, I think about a lot of things. I think about that cars are massively expensive, rent is massively expensive. If you think this is anything like, and then there's like less people like drinking, but there's more people doing drugs. So isn't that kind of weird? There's more people drinking in life than people are actually like smoking weed and stuff, which is up. So like smoking weed is up, and what do I say? Oh, drinking's down, but smoking weed is up, which kind of explains a lot of things. So when I'm driving around Philadelphia and people, so I was in, where was I at? I was near Upper Darby, and there was these two cars that were chasing each other. I think they were like drug dealers or something like that. So one sped past me and the other chased it after them. This is not the first time this actually happened. This happened multiple times to me before, but I'm kind of like used to it. So like, I just hope I don't get in a car accident. While Philadelphia has one of the highest car accidents in the United States, I'm not really surprised that it's pretty high. So it's pretty high that the car accidents, and I hope that goes down, but I don't think it's going to go down anytime soon. Kind of because people drive like they're blind or they're on drugs or they're in a crisis. I mean, it might maybe a sort of the three that might actually be happening all at once, and I really don't know what's actually happening. All I can tell you, like on YouTube right now, all I can tell you on YouTube is that this shit's real. This shit's real. That, I mean, I know it's almost midnight, and I'm in Germantown right now, which I kind of like the area. I like the apartments and stuff like that. I'm kind of in a nicer part of Germantown. Like if I was in like the super hood part of Germantown, I wouldn't be kind of recording because it would be like kind of like dangerous, like people like doing drugs and all this kind of stuff. And I talked about drugs a lot in this video, and to be own nothing and be happy, maybe it's kind of related. So I don't know if, people are doing drugs and being happy is kind of related in the sorts. I don't know. At the end of the day, I kind of just guess things, and sometimes things work out and sometimes things don't work out in my life. But I just know that a lot of the kids out here are kind of like not educated, and it kind of explains a lot of things where there's 70% of students are actually getting to their classrooms nowadays. So 70% of people are getting to their classrooms, and the rest of them are just like not in school, or they're not going to class, mainly to do with, I would say, the bus routes are not. If you didn't know already, in Philadelphia they cut the bus routes to 20% of people, and they're doing it for funding reasons. But I don't think, like, how can you cut like entire bus routes? See, that's the shit that actually, so these kids are going to just like do a bunch of drugs, and this is what's actually going to happen because they cut the 20% of the bus routes. It just gets worse and worse and worse. And then I wonder, are we going to own nothing and actually be happy? And that's what it's actually coming down to. I don't know. I'm just venting my mind, and I think at the end of the day, if we're considering a lot of these bus routes in Philadelphia, or either you can't go down them no more, the bus doesn't come, or they just completely ignore that you're even there. So they're cutting all these bus routes, and it's not helping any of us. How is that helping me, helping you? Like, let's say I took the bus and I only had $3 in my bank account, or like, even though I'm unemployed right now, I'm in Philadelphia, and some people may think I'm in a crisis or something like that. Hopefully people don't call the police on me while I'm making this YouTube video, but I don't like see how you can cut SEPTA service. How can you cut SEPTA service? I mean, that's the thing that like kind of like gets under my skin, where it's like, how do you cut SEPTA service? It's not something you can cut, because it's either going to create job loss, it's going to people like losing their jobs, it's going to cause these students to completely flunk out of school, and it's 20%, and they're already talking about like the teachers don't even want to teach the kids, which I understand. I understand that the kids don't want to learn, and they either smack the teacher or they push the teacher around. I mean, this is what the world's actually coming to, and I know I'm just in Philadelphia. I know I'm unemployed, and I know I don't have a job. But a lot of you on the comment section were trying to offer me a job, like on TikTok and stuff like that. So on TikTok, you're trying to offer me a job and do all this other stuff, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate everyone that's trying to offer me a job or trying to get me out of this situation that may be good, maybe bad. But I mean, I got this. I mean, right now I'm just a YouTuber, so that's all I know right now. But like, how does owning a car become a luxury? I mean, especially when they cut 30% of the service to the entire Philadelphia. How is people going to afford to pay for Ubers constantly, or pay for Lyfts, or pay for cabs? Been seeing a couple cabs, so I've been seeing like a majority of the both of like multiple different ones, but it's like, it's such a slap in the face, and it's like, we will actually owe nothing and we actually be happy. That's what I actually think. And a lot of people were like commenting on my TikToks and stuff like that, where it's like, oh, this is kind of crazy, like that you're talking about this like this. And I do agree, like is this satire? Is this real life? This is all the comments. And like, I'll post a TikTok and I'll get like 60 comments, and they'll be like, is this satire? Is this that? Is this? I mean, I don't know. I just know this is my real life. I'm actually unemployed. And people were like, oh no, you've been unemployed for a while. I mean, I know I've been unemployed for a while. And this whole YouTube video may sound like a TikTok because I'm talking so fucking fast in this YouTube video, but I'm actually getting to the point where, let's say let's talk about like in Germantown. Let's say these kids are like, kind of like they wear ski masks, and they kind of like, okay, like they're kind of like fuck school, like who cares a fuck about school, and that may be the mindset, right? And I don't give a shit if that's the mindset or not. But like, I think like, why do we have to show up in the school? Why do we have to show up in places like we have YouTube, we have TikTok? Why isn't that teaching us kids like that? Which it actually is. It actually is teaching us like that. And in this vlog, I'm just kind of disappointed. I mean, I just got to the point I'm kind of disappointed that this entire thing is going on. And I hope that it gets better, because right now it's just getting worse and worse and worse. And a lot of people were like wondering like, what is going on? And I don't know what's going on. It's like, a lot of people were talking about like late stage capitalism and stuff like that. And I do agree, like a lot of my life that I lived so far was like in Philadelphia, right? So I went to parties and like where they had subwoofers and stuff in the basement, and I think this is just my normal life. And I kind of grew up near Bensalem as well, but it's kind of like a slap in the face that there's septic cuts on top of all this stuff that's going on, where like, how is anybody going to learn anything? That's the real question. So if nobody learns anything anymore, or people learn so little that it doesn't help anybody, because what is, if you think about it, when you go into a Philadelphia school, what do you actually learn? Absolutely nothing. Or you may learn something. Why do teachers not want to teach the kids? That's the real question. So a lot of these kids can't read, they can't count money, they can't use a broom. I mean, how is that becoming our problem? It's like, if we're the employers and we are making the businesses and stuff like that, how is, even though I'm a YouTuber on YouTube, how is this becoming our problem? That's becoming our problem, that all these kids are doing drugs and stuff like that. And what's the solution? So you're asking, like, I may be stating problems, right? But what is the solution to all this? And the solution is better education in the form of videos where it's actually helping people out. Because if inflation keeps going up infinitely, while car prices keep going up infinitely, rent, utilities, anybody check the supermarket? I mean, I went into 7-Eleven, and I'm not saying bad stuff about 7-Eleven, but a one chicken wing is $1. You used to be able to get 5 chicken wings for $1. So why am I paying 5 times the price for chicken wings? This is the stuff that gets me irritated. This is the stuff that gets me pissed off, is that these chicken wings, 5 of them may cost, okay, now I'm paying $6 or $7 for chicken wings. And I kind of wonder, it's like, how is this fair? How is this fair to me that I'm paying $6 or $7 for chicken wings? And it's like, when does this end? When does the craziness end? And I have to drive all the way back to Bensalem because I'm in Philadelphia right now. But like, I've been like seriously looking at jobs, right? I've been seriously like looking at like different jobs like I can get. And I don't mind like being a fast food worker or something like this. But what's actually happening is that money is becoming worthless. So if money becomes worthless, that means like everything, that's why so many people are struggling. Like you wouldn't believe how many people I talk to that have 2 jobs that like apparently you will own nothing and you will be happy of what they want. And I don't know who created that slogan, but it's like pretty a good slogan because it actually connects to what's actually going on. And what's actually going on is, I wouldn't say it's the apocalypse, but it's kind of pretty close. Just imagine the wages don't go up and the job just keeps paying you, like, let's say $15 or $17 an hour while everything infinitely goes up. That's actually what's going on. And I don't know what's going on anymore. And like I explained earlier in this video, I'm going to try to read some of this stuff. And it says MEC, RM. I don't know what that means, but you can see the writings on this is connected to this entire stuff. So you see all this stuff that's written on this box right here, that the lock actually should be here. So someone cut this bolt. I don't know what's actually going on, but this is some of the stuff that I want to like relate over to you that's actually happening in Germantown. I don't have all the answers. And when I talk about, you know, like the AI taking over and AI becoming God and all this other stuff that may be the origination to all this stuff, I don't know. I don't know what that is, but I know it's something. I know something's going on. And something's going on that I don't like. And you know YouTube, when I don't like something, it's something that doesn't make sense, something that's not fair to everyone. So this is not fair. All this stuff that's going on, the writings on the boxes and the writings on the signs, and it's just, I'm fucking tired of it. Fucking tired of this shit's actually going on in this town. When I drive around Philadelphia thousands of times, and you already see me like on YouTube and TikTok and all this other stuff, and on X and Threads and all this others, blah 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 blah. You know, and it's like, it's kind of frustrating. It really is. That this is what they want. This is what they wanted from the beginning. And like I was talking about, like the writings on the signs, the writings on the box, and there's writings all over the fuck place here. And this is not an environment that's safe or that you can get a job in, because no employer is hiring anybody right now. So I'm kind of like in the middle of this crazy spot where I'm a YouTuber, but I'm trying to figure it out. And just like these kids that are doing drugs and all this other stuff, they're trying to figure it out too. And they're on a different mission that I'm on right now. That's the thing in life. The thing in life is you will be on this mission, whatever the mission may be. I feel like I'm on like multiple side quests that I'm just like figuring out like what the actual goal is. And when I dreamed about having a BMW i8 or a Lamborghini or a sports car, like even like when I talked about like having the Lamborghini Urus parked in the garage and all this other stuff, and like, money is the root of all evil. It really is. So like when I have, let's say, my Lamborghini Urus parked in my garage, it's all connected. It's all connected to all this shit. And people can't tell me that I'm not seeing this stuff in Germantown or in Philadelphia because I'm unemployed, just because my Lamborghini Urus is parked in my garage. It's something that you can't like tell me that this is all connected in some sort of way to this YouTube video, to all the TikToks that I'm posting, that it's like, and then the SEPTA service is cut. All this stuff is going on at the same time. So all this stuff is going on where, let's say, there's writings on the walls everywhere. My Lamborghini is parked at the house and all this other stuff that's actually going on. I can go into detail all this, but like while I'm unemployed and don't have a job, how the hell does it help me at all that like they're like, and the thing is, like, they even talked about in these videos that these SEPTA videos, right? So these SEPTA drivers are getting blamed for what's actually going on. And it's not their fault. It's not their fault that there's no money to supply the SEPTA bus routes or I'm not saying anything bad about the governor, but she gets paid $300,000 a year. We all know that she gets paid $300,000 a year. And us, the poor, suffer. We suffer the most. And that's just the whole thing that I'm trying to, like, how are we going to ever be happy when we have nothing? Can we just collect something? What are we collecting? I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm collecting YouTube videos. I'm putting YouTube videos on the internet. You got to collect something in life. I always, like, a lot of, like, even my mom, like, even though I live in my mom's basement with the Lamborghini Urus parked in the parking lot, I mean the driveway, right? So even though it's fun to drive the Lamborghini down the street and be like, oh yeah, that's a cool car. Yeah, I know it's a cool car because I when I drive around, especially when I drive around Philly, I mean it catches some eyes. People actually look around and they're like, oh, this is a cool car. Yeah, I know it's a cool car. That's why I fucking bought it. Because it's a cool car. But I mean, there's no chance if this is actually how it's going to go. There was no chance for anything. And it's pretty much close to midnight. I'm just super worried. I'm super worried about the transportation issue. Like, in America, we should have the best transportation issue in the entire United States. And somehow we have the worst. So somehow we have the worst transportation in the entire United States, even though we should have the best. We should have the best transportation. Think about different countries that have good transportation. We're like ranked pretty horribly. I mean, the buses take forever, the bus fares, the traffic, all this stuff. Like, other countries figured this out. We didn't figure this out. We didn't figure out anything. Apparently what we're teaching people is to write all over stuff, write on boxes, write on signs. These are what people are learning to do because they're so bored with fucking life. That's what's actually it's coming down to. People are so fucking bored with their life, especially all around here in Germantown. This is what's actually happening. I mean, what do you want me to say? I mean, you can comment on my TikTok. You can comment on my YouTube. You can comment all over these places, all over the world. And when I look under the trees and I look up in the sky and I look up at the church that's blue on the top with a bell, and I look up in the stars. So I'm like looking up into the stars where you see the church, you see the stars. And above all that is AI. An AI super intelligence. Up there. Not on the ground. But what's actually happening is they're trying to get the AI on the ground and to replace all the workers. Who's going to buy anything when all their AI take over? It's just a lot of scary stuff. I don't know. I mean, it's a lot. I'm getting scared myself talking about all this. And did you see the video of the robot fighting someone? This is what's actually going to happen. I mean, I don't know. I can only speculate on what's going on. And that's just my food for thought. What do you all think? You leave a YouTube comment below. And I love everyone, and I'll see everyone on the next YouTube video. Thank you.